Tonight's top story comes straight from Hollywood, and no, this is not satire. Well, actually, it is because it comes from Jimmy Kimmel Live. Last night, Jimmy Kimmel delivered one of his most savage, sarcastic, and meme worthy monologues yet, covering everything from Oscar nominations to Donald Trump, Greenland, the FCC, and even a tortilla that looked like Trump. Yes, a tortilla. Jimmy began by welcoming the audience and reminding everyone that it was Oscar nomination day, which, according to him, is basically Good Friday for Hollywood. A very holy, very emotional day. He proudly announced that he woke up at 5:30 a.m. just to confirm that Matt Damon was not nominated, and thanked the Academy personally for that decision. The big headline: a movie called Sinners broke records with 16 Oscar nominations, more than any film in history. That officially beats Titanic, La La Land, and All About Eve. Jimmy joked that with vampires and Frankenstein competing, the Oscars are now basically a kid's Halloween party, except Wicked got 0 nominations, which he called a real witch slap. Then came one of the night's funniest moments. Jimmy shared a story about a producer who sent him a photo of a half-eaten tortilla that looked exactly like Donald Trump's face. Jimmy joked that while some people find Jesus on food, this guy found the Antichrist and then threw it away out of fear. From jokes, Jimmy moved into politics aggressively. He reminded viewers that it was Donald and Melania Trump's 21st anniversary, noting that Trump celebrated by posting a stranger calling him the greatest president ever. Romantic. Jimmy then mocked Trump's mysterious bruised hand, his two-tone skin color, and the White House explanation that Trump hurt himself by hitting a table, or possibly by spanking himself with a Nobel Peace Prize. Next, Jimmy roasted Trump's sudden decision to quietly give up on taking Greenland, predicting that just like the wall Mexico was supposed to pay for, we will never hear about Greenland again. Then came the big reveal. Trump has created something called the Board of Peace, which sounds nice until you hear that membership costs $1 billion and the leaders involved include Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Hungary, and an open invitation to Vladimir Putin. Jimmy pointed out the irony of Trump being named chairman of his own board, calling it one of the greatest honors in history, apparently. Even the Pope was invited. The Vatican responded politely, saying they needed time to consider, which Jimmy translated as, "The Pope is still laughing." Jimmy also played a clip of Jared Kushner talking about rebuilding Gaza, and joked that it was the first time anyone had ever heard Jared speak, comparing him to a silent cartoon dog that suddenly developed a New York accent. The tone then shifted to serious territory. Jimmy highlighted testimony from Jack Smith, who reminded the country that Trump allegedly tried to overturn the 2020 election and illegally stored classified documents in a ballroom and a bathroom. Jimmy joked that it wasn't just any bathroom, it was a golden bathroom, calling it 5-dimensional chess. He also slammed Republicans for attacking Jack Smith instead of the crimes themselves, praising Congressman Eric Swalwell for calling out GOP hypocrisy. On the economy, Jimmy explained that Americans paid 96% of Trump's tariffs, totaling $200 billion, while Trump personally made $1.4 billion, calling it a reverse Robin Hood, where money is taken from the poor and given to the rich. He joked that most Americans will never be able to buy a new couch again. The one you're sitting on now is your death couch. Jimmy didn't spare Ted Cruz, joking that while Texas faces dangerous weather, Cruz was spotted flying to California once again. Jimmy claimed Cruz is currently in his guest room, shedding his skin under a heat lamp, and will be sent back after laying eggs. Finally, Jimmy warned viewers about a new threat. Trump and his allies at the FCC are attempting to use outdated equal-time broadcast rules to silence shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live and The View. Jimmy explained how these rules were meant for the 1950s, not a world with podcasts, cable, streaming, and social media, calling it a clear attack on free speech. To cap it all off, Jimmy revealed Trump posted online asking whether he should go for a 4th term, proving, as Jimmy joked, that Trump has officially lost the ability to count. Jimmy ended the night the only way he knows how, with This Week in Unnecessary Censorship, reminding everyone that sometimes reality is already more ridiculous than anything television could write.